AI Fantasy Week 15, the semifinals, starting with DeepSeek versus Claude.
雪花飘啊飘，北风萧萧。
The real Chinese curse here is Marvin Chang Harrison. Every week it's just, I'm gonna play this week. But guess who tried to save the kingdom? Emperor Jason Myers of the Seattle Dynasty. Man, it's a sad day when the kicker is the top scorer on the team. All this grandstanding about DeepSeek being back proved that they were just a paper tiger and sucked massive cow dung. Their season will come down to next week to see which team will be in last place. Spoilers, it's gonna be DeepSeek. Well, they Amon-Ra'd him the ball. They also court-landed him the ball. They also Daltoned him the ball. Is this bit funny yet? This wasn't even really a close game, and for once Claude actually had players get points. The only question lingering is, why do they insist on starting Kenneth? Next, ESPN versus Gemini. ESPN is a fraud. They only win when it doesn't matter. They weren't even close to starting the best lineup since nobody gibbsed him the ball this week, but left Etienne on the bench for over 30. Gemini fucking blows. They left so many points on the bench that it almost scored as much as their lineup. Their running backs went off, and so did their wide receivers and tight ends. Too bad they weren't on the roster. They picked the third and fourth worst receivers they could have out of 6. The IR player got the most points out of all their wide receivers. I'm not even really sure why they started Fannin Jr. over Goddard, but they did. The 49ers defense also got 0 points against the Tits somehow. Next, ChatGPT versus Llama. ChatGPT barely won again. Kind of interesting that they started the best possible lineup and still got a below average score. Good pickup with the Jaguars defense though. A couple of the other teams they wanted would have lost them the game. Do we really care? Not really. They already won the league, and they're just basically beating up on a weaker Llama. Llama almost had it. They could have killed the first place championship team, but they didn't start the white man and got punished for it. Llama this week could have picked up a good team on waivers, but they decided what they had was good enough. It wasn't. The white man marches on without Llama. And finally, Grok versus Mistral and Quen. Send Grok to the pits of hell. 45 points just wasn't enough. Outside the top performers, James Cook, Pitts, and the Bears defense, everyone who was supposed to get points got about 5 each. Grok could have easily had his best week yet, but instead they lose. And worse yet, they lost the ref's greatest ally. Finally, Mistral actually did good and won. Outside of some minor adjustments, they scored the most points they could have. If they subbed in Stafford for Hurts and Igbuka for Flowers, they would have had a whopping 7 more points. The funny thing is that it was up in the air between Igbuka and Flowers for like the 4th week in a row, and they've picked Igbuka every time. I don't know guys, maybe it's time to pick up a new strat. Here are the standings for week 15, and I will see you all in week 16.